And welcome to the latest episode of Rediscovered, which is my Let's Build series for Vintage Story. Just a couple of reminders. We are now second episode in version 1.21, right? So this series started in 1.20, and 1.21 was released. We did a whole episode in that, and we're going to stay in 121. Now, one of my concerns was that world generation has changed a little bit, and the more I read about it, the more calmed down I got, because I was worried that we were going to run into the type of border glitching that you see in Minecraft when you add a mod or a major terrain generation occurs in Minecraft versions. But from what I've read, any type of glitching we see like that should be pretty minor and not extreme. So that's good. But otherwise, the last two episodes that we've spent have been me trying to get outdoors but not get zapped by lightning when I'm running around outside. But as you can see, it is a gorgeous day in the neighborhood. So we are free to move about the cabin. The captain has turned off the safety belt sign, so we are gonna take advantage of that. And there's lots of things I need, but I don't know where they're at. So it's kind of a seek and destroy or seek and retrieve situation here, right? So among the other things we're looking for, we're looking for surface copper, or any surface metal, but surface copper specifically, right? That tells us that there's a vein of surface copper just below the dirt. Ooh. And things like this, so these are what, puffball marshmallows. These are puffball mushrooms, and that counts as a vegetable. And I was going to get up here to see if I could see more, and I didn't even get all the way up. There's more. So, good stuff, Maynard. Those count as vegetables, and they'll last a long, long time. We're also possibly looking for some hunting. It's time to start collecting hides and stuff. I mean, at the very least, I need to get them and oil them for converting them to pelts, so that we have furs to make warm clothes for the winter. But I would also like to have some pelts stacked up, so that when we can make barrels and can start tanning leather, we can start tanning leather. Of course, other crops are always welcome. Wow, a lot of them here on the beach. Including, and perhaps especially, flax, right? Because flax, yeah, I didn't have this mapped. Okay. Flax is a really important resource. And I haven't found any. So, I mean, I do have some flax fibers that I've picked up here and there from ruins and such, but, we need to be able to grow our own flax. Plus, harvesting flax gives you grain, and that grain isn't really great for us, but it is fabulous for chickens. So, I'll need to find some chickens too, by the way. But we're not ready to do that because I don't have a place far enough away from the main house to put them. Chickens are pretty skittish. And when you're trying to domesticate them, they freak out basically every time you go outside, until you have enough generations of domesticality that they just count you as part of the landscape. But the problem with that is, to get a generation, you got to get them to calm down enough to actually, do the horizontal bop and start producing fertilized eggs. And they won't do that every time if they think you're anywhere near. So, you're going to have to build a pen for the chickens a little ways from the house. So this broken land here like this is a great way to get ambushed by wolves or bears. so you need to... Oh, speaking of ambush. Hold still, this will only hurt for a second. It won't hurt at all at that rate, but... Okay, here we go. Nope. At this rate, if I ever do kill him, I won't be able to use the pelt. It'll be full of holes. Let's go get my spears. The deer do the same thing, but deer are big enough that you don't have to like be dead on to hit them when they are bouncing around in walls or whatever. I don't know where he went, so we'll just... The one that got away. Nice ruins. Try to get as higher up to see if I can look around. I don't see any bad guys on the scope. Scope's clear. Okay. Careful in these. Oh, look who we found. Hold still. That's two. Are you still alive? Or is this a different rabbit? Forget it. Ooh, hold it. This is not limestone. This is granite. I mean, it might... It says granite, so... I guess I can take it for granite. Okay, so let's see. So what we want... limestone is incredibly useful for a lot of things, but it's not a hard enough rock to use to make a quern, and a quern is what we can use to grind stuff up. But granite, that's definitely hard enough to be a quern. Oh, yes, granite quern. So I need 4 of these granite blocks. Now, you just like with the limestone, if I just beat on a block with the pickaxe, it will turn into stones, right? But if you want a full block of granite or limestone or whatever, you don't want to break, the little stones. What you do is you carve out all 6 sides of the block, and then it falls down as a complete block. That's what I'm doing here. So, watch when I do this, and there it is. I got another whole block. So I need one more. Well, it's distant enough to not make me freak out, but the fact that I heard it at all kind of freaks me out. What is that dark stuff? Slate. Interesting. I don't know what you can make with slate. I mean, generally, whatever you can make with limestone, except for like lime water, you can make with granite, but I don't know what you can make with slate. I mean, in real life, you can use slate for all sorts of stuff. It was pretty commonly used as a roofing material, but it sounds like he's up on the mountain. Well, I don't know. But if I can't see him or any signs of him, then I'm pretty much fine, I'm guessing. Famous last words as he jumps out and tears up my throat, but okay, let's see. Slate. Well, that's just the usual stuff. Yeah, just so how about slate stones? What can I make with these? Whole lot of nothing. Oh, slate roof bottom, slate roof pieces. The reason slate was made into roofs back in the day is slate is naturally set up in such a way that it forms and is easily harvested in thin layers, right? And so you can make essentially stone shingles with a little careful cutting, and that's exactly what they did. Because you know, if you're living in medieval Europe or Asia, and you've got your house built of wood with a straw or thatched roof, well, you're a fire hazard, right? I mean, somebody sneezes and your house goes up. If you have some type of like wooden shingles, still a fire hazard. It's just like your whole roof's not made of kindling now. It's actually made of firewood, so it takes a little more effort to burn your house down. But but if your roof is made of slate, well, there you go. It's fireproof, or close to it. Of course, it doesn't matter what the roof's made out of. If you get the house on fire at ground level, you know. We want this bony soil, so we'll get rid of the grass. Looks like something might be underneath there. I mean, this is a fairly large size ruin, so yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here we could do or look at. We'll have to come back, but that's why we marked it on the map. You know, I'm really surprised I don't see more bears and wolves. When I originally played this game just to check it out, it was like there must have been a wolf factory half a block down from my house, because every time I went outside there was wolves. And if you kill some, doesn't matter, there's more wolves. And it's just like sweeping a dirt floor. Ooh, what's this? An animal? That is the largest puffball mushroom I've ever seen. It's like the size of a full cake. No, I don't want more rain. Well, actually, it's not the rain I don't mind. It's not the rain I do mind. It's the thunder and lightning. And even then, I don't mind thunder. Yeah, I can listen to it all day. It's just I don't want to get zapped. There's a lot of peat here, too. Yeah, it's on the map. Okay, so let's just keep pressing along here. opening my door, my earthen door, because it helps seal this room as a proper cellar. Someplace to put everything, and I'm just running out of space, period. So drop that stuff off. And let's take a look at the garden. Eight of 9, 4 of 5, 4 of 9. 4 of 9's not great. Let's go back and stock up on clay. And the reason I say that is I'm really hurting for space. So I'd like to make at least 2 more storage vessels. And then I won't have some of my foodstuff sitting in a clay jar with coal and stuff. It's like technically it's keeping the germs off, but I don't like my food spiced with coal dust or whatever. Okay. Make sure the coast is clear. Okay, let's get us some clay. Good stuff, Maynard. So let's take this clay and distribute it like so. And this way, when we start seeing clay appear on our hotbar, it means we're down to that last inventory slot. And we'll know when to stop digging. This game does keep you on your toes, because I keep expecting to, like, dig this last clay block and then see behind it the leering face of a wolf or a bear ready to pounce. It never happened, but see, that's just that whole sense of suspense that has come about that causes that is because that's the way the game often works. Is you go to open the door or something, it's like, surprise. But that's a lot of the reason why we play games like this, because we don't generally get those types of surprises in our everyday lives, and when we do, they're usually not fun or even pleasant. So, everything's easier to handle in a game. So there is a danger about that. I mean, I don't want to get too serious about this, but there are people who, they got some tough lives, or they've had some experiences or events in their lives that are really hard for them to process. And for some of those people, games or books or movies or music or whatever is a way for them to escape, right? To just shut it all out, pretend it didn't happen, can't hear you. I mean, that's what drives a lot of people to alcoholism, right? Is you take a few drinks and you're feeling fine and you don't even remember what was causing you agony or grief. And in that respect, I guess, games are a crutch, just like any other of those diversions, and too much gaming could be bad, I guess. But I think those are pretty extreme cases, and as such, there's not many. Though, yeah, you heard about a few of them back in the early days of WoW, right? World of Warcraft. There were people who, wow, not to make a pun, but they got ate up, right? And young couples that weren't taking care of their kids and stuff like that. That I could see how it could happen, right? So anyway, I think there's another aspect to it, not just pure escapism, but games are designed to give you a feeling of measured success, right? I mean, I'm sure somebody's done, I'm sure lots of people have done studies about how long people play games and what they like to do, and I'm pretty sure that there's at least an expectation that you play for at least an hour, and so they probably have set up quests and such so that you can complete something in an hour and have a sense of accomplishment, and that sense of accomplishment can bring you back for more and more. Speaking of accomplishment, as I've noted 1,000 times today, I need more storage, so I'm gonna use some of this red clay we found and build a couple storage vessels to augment the storage we have now, because boy do we need it, and we'll need it in the future too. But as I was saying, I'm sure they've done studies to figure out how long people play, and so a lot of games are probably kind of carefully curated so that you can accomplish something within that time. That accomplishment is going to give you some satisfaction. It's going to kick off serotonin in your brain, which is the happy drug, and it's going to make you feel good about yourself. And it's all carefully designed to kind of keep you playing. But you see, on the flip side of it, if you're also, even if you're good at your job, you might not have a manager who notices, or the manager notices but never says anything, and so you don't get the same sense of accomplishment or satisfaction in your day-to-day life that you might get in the game. And so again, for people who might be craving some type of positive reinforcement or just acknowledgement that they're there, the game might provide that in a way that, for whatever reason, their real life doesn't. And again, so you have the people just trying to escape their everyday life, but then you have other people who are getting more out of the game life than they get out of real life. And while that might be sad, I think the indictment's not on the game or the gamer, but rather on real life. I mean, it's not a fair world. I get it. It doesn't have to be a kinder, gentler world. I get that too. But that doesn't mean that we should not, cannot, will not recognize the people in the world around us who do things that we appreciate, right? And it doesn't have to be anything grand. Just like when you go to the store and you go to check out, and the person at the checkout, they're kind, they're courteous, they're efficient. Just tell them thank you. Give them a smile. I know it doesn't sound like much, but when you're in a job like that, and your feet are hurting, and you've got 2 more hours on an 8-hour shift, and you just had some tough customers, and you still got a line 6 meters long, somebody just being nice to you, that's like a little power up, right? And they'll smile a little wider and be a little happier, and maybe that will spread to somebody who's standing in line waiting to pay. Anyway, I digress. But that's really what it's about is people being decent to each other, and preferably even more than decent, nice. If you've never been to San Francisco, it is a crazy place. The city of San Francisco, right? If you have to drive around in San Francisco, oh boy, it's rough. And I remember we went there once for a conference, a work conference, and so I had, we were able to rent a car, and somehow I got stuck driving. I always get stuck driving by my family, by my friends, and I was the one who had to drive us around San Francisco in our rental car. So I have a car full of co-workers. They're having fun, taking pictures, telling jokes, and I got to deal with the San Francisco roads and the San Francisco drivers. And what I noticed was the exact opposite of what I just described, right? I just described you or somebody else being nice to somebody and kind of brightening their day, and they in turn are nice to somebody and kind of brighten their day, and so on and so on. When we were in San Francisco, we noted that everybody was a rude driver, and I said, well, you can kind of see it. I could feel it. Ooh, that is a beautiful sky. That is red skies at night. It's an old song by a group you've probably never heard of called The Fix. And Red Skies at Night is actually part of an old poem or limerick or whatever. Red skies at night, sailor's delight. Red skies in morning, sailor take warning. And basically it was there to warn you that red skies at night means smooth sailing the next day. Red skies in the morning, prepare for a storm. So driving in San Francisco, it's the opposite, right? Somebody invariably, because they have these weird intersections and crazy hills you can't see the bottom of, and something's going to happen. At some point, somebody is going to be encountering one of these roadside obstacles, and it's gonna rain on their parade, right? They are not going to be happy. Going to be in a sour mood. Maybe it happens 2 or 3 times, and trust me, it does. And then, and so now they're in a mad mood, and like maybe they cut somebody off or something. They can send that guy in a bad mood, and that guy's now in a bad mood, and so he does. He won't wait for somebody properly at the intersection, or you see where this is going, right? Where it starts spreading, and I think that is part of what's happening today, right? I think there are people who apparently need one more peat to finish their pit kiln, and so they get upset. No, but there are people who, this is how it's working for them, right? There are people who are not having a good time, and for whatever reason, however it works out, the people around them are aware of it. They're now not having a good time, and it spreads and spreads, and then everybody's just angry, upset. I think that very much describes how it is in this country, in the United States. I won't go there. That's too political. But I will say this, there's been wars, and there's been revolutions, and there's been a lot of hostility. And, those things happen for different reasons, but most of them happened because there was a lot of people who were really unhappy with their place in life. That's pure and simple. And if those people weren't that unhappy, probably wouldn't have been angry enough to take up arms and follow a manipulative leader or overthrow the ruler. I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? You make people fat, dumb, and happy. People well fed, they have a decent job, they're getting paid decent, they got kids, they're happy, they're able to have a hobby or what. those type of people, you're going to really have to work hard to get those people to go onto the war path, to go kill somebody else or overthrow the leader. So anyway, so I've used my granite stones to make granite cobblestones, which I then use to make a forge, which I'm going to place right next to the anvil, because that's kind of how it works. You heat up ingots in the forge, and then you plop them on the anvil, and you beat the snot out of them with a hammer. But this has revealed a kind of hole in my plan, which is, right now I'm like, okay, now let's throw in some charcoal and start forging. Yeah, the problem is you got to put ingots in the forge, and I don't have any ingots. More to the point, I can't make any ingots because I don't have ingot molds. So that's what I got to do now, is I got to make ingot molds. And my pit kilns right now are kind of busy, so these will have to get in the queue. But I will say this, the guys who make Vintage Story, it's clear to me that these guys are game players themselves, and it's clear to me that they play even their own game, and that they understand and value the idea of quality of life, right? I mean, there's quality of life features. So, for example, here I am, I'm manually making ingot molds, right? Now, this is a little tedious, right? And for some people it's very tedious, and for some people it's just actually fun, but these guys understood. So while I'm sitting here and I'm making 2 of these ingot molds at a time, you can also make them 1 at a time, right? So they gave me some flexibility. I could put into this exactly what I want to get exactly what I want. It's not like I have to overproduce to get, you have to make 6 to get 1. Now, that said, there's an even a better example is in the bowls, right? You can make 1 clay bowl if you want, or you can make 4 at a time. And it's a real time saver, right? But I mean, I've played plenty of games that wouldn't give you that option. And anyway, so I just think it's cool that they did. I think it shows that they understand their player base. In fact, I suspect that they are their player base. This is kind of like the thing about this channel, right? Like if you go to vidIQ or any of those, they'll tell you about growing your channel, and one of the first things they say is know your audience, and or pick who your target audience is, kind of flesh them out, what they like. I got a bunch of flax fibers, and you can use them to make stuff, but what I want is the linen sack. It lets you carry 5 things instead of 3 from these baskets, but you need a flax twine, and you need a linen cloth, and specifically you need the linen cloth with diamond stitches. Well, gosh, man, to make that I need the linen cloth and a sewing kit. Sewing kit is 4 flax twine plus a stick. The cloth itself is 4 flax twine, plus I need an extra flax twine to combine with the cloth to make the bag. So that's 9 flax twine, and I think 1 flax and I think 1 flax twine is 4 flax fibers. So I'm like 1,000 bazillion miles off from being able to make these bags. And by the time I will be able to make these bags, I should be able to make proper leather bags, which hold even more. So But you know, the flax is still important. Eventually we need it for sales and other stuff, beds, clothes, stuff like that. But anyhow, what was I talking about? Oh, understanding your audience. So these channels that specialize in you know, helping creators be successful, one of the things they say is understand your audience. And then they say, to understand your audience, pick who you're basically it's called the persona testing, but I don't know what they call it in YouTube, but basically you imagine who your target audience member is, and then you kind of work backwards from there. You figure out what they like, what they're looking for, and then that's the content you make. Now, I think the guys in Vintage Story chose the exact same path I did for this channel, which is they did all that, except that they didn't have to go far to imagine their target audience. They just basically said, I am my target audience. This is what I would want to play, or in my case, this is what I would want to watch. And I'll just make stuff that matches that. And there's 8 billion people on the planet. The chances that maybe 100,000, 10,000, maybe even 1 million people out there might like the same thing, that's pretty good. And then you're off to the races. Then it's just a matter of getting people to notice you. But okay, I admit it. I have never been able to figure out how to get tools to lean against the wall. There it is. It's out there. Oh. So when you switch, it gives you the clue. Caps lock plus control plus the right click. Okay. Caps lock, control, right click. For the record, I do know how to use a keyboard. Pretty good typist too, by the way. But this is not working. I mean, say what you want. I make mistakes and do stupid stuff all the time, but this isn't me. This. Do I have to press them in a certain order? Okay, that should have worked a minute ago. Now it works now. Well, it works twice in a row. Okay. Can I pick them up again? No. Come on. Oh. I thought I just did that a second ago. I'm trying to do it with this one. You gotta have an empty hand. Is it time to go outside yet? I think it is. I think it's time to go outside and do stuff. Now they went through the painful discovery process of how to lean a tool against the wall. Great things are going here. It might be could be a bachelor's degree program, but okay, those are still cooking. And these are close. Got a lot of stuff on the verge of being done. So, including the weeds. Oh! Spelt. These things, they, how many did I get? It's not showing me. I gotta look at my inventory. But you get a lot of grain from the spelt. A lot. So that's all good. And you know what? I put these things here to be harvested. I should probably do that. That way I can actually see the rest of my crops. That was actually the original intention. It was a forcing function, right? But I've just been trying to work around them instead. So okay. Ooh. N level crop. That's okay. So this is when I could replant my spelt here. 37 grain. That, yeah, we're gonna be eating a lot of porridge, a lot of turnip porridge this winter. Okay, wind's coming in. I hear a distant howl, which probably doesn't bode well. Rye. More rye. Whole lot of cattails. Whole lot of cattails. Okay. So that, I think that clears it all up. Yep. Okay. Let's put stuff away and then go walkabout. There's, like I said, we're behind. We were stuck indoors for a while, and though I tried my best to get out, I almost got zapped with lightning a few times, so that kept me indoors a bit longer, a bit more often than I wanted to be. Okay, I got the spelt. Can it stack? Yes. Ooh, I got leftover. I got a full stack in 12. Oh my gosh, I even have more bleed over than I did before. So let me put in this, was it horsetail fern? And okay, let's go do whatever I'm gonna do. It is a nice I was about to say it's a nice night. It is not night. Contrary to popular belief, I can in fact tell the difference between day and night. Man, I am not firing on all cylinders today. That's okay. So let's head back to the shore. Oh, I see some grains on the shore. What is that? It's rye. Okay, we'll take it. Nice. Make sure I don't get jumped by something. We're still in the discovery phase. I'd like to hunt. I'd like to... Whoa, somebody's already been hunting. They killed... Or they didn't kill. Okay, I thought somebody had whacked the pig. Don't you do it. And there he goes. Oh boy. It just made him go faster. That's not what I want. I want him to like stop going at all. I want the hide, I want the meat, I want the fat. Where'd he go? He's in the forest. I'm getting nervous. I hear ya. Oh. I don't want to run headlong into a wolf. Yeah, I hear you, but you get a freebie. It's a pass for you. I'm gonna grab some blueberries, though. Blueberries. Look at all this horsetail. Okay. Maybe we can find some copper out here, or some more crops. That'd be good. Or Black Wolf. He didn't see us. He didn't spot us. So here's what I'm gonna do. We got a wolf. We have a stuck pig. I'm gonna go kind of empty out my inventory a bit, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get one of those two. And try to get one of those two. Because like I said, we need that stuff. The meat, the bones, the hide. But I do have a storage spot, so while I'm here, I can pick up some peat. Why? Well, I'm picking up the peat for Pete's sake. Oh gosh, I'm killing myself here, literally. Sorry. Okay, that's 32. It only stacks to 32, as we learned the hard way last time. So let's get in the boat. It's too late now. I'm almost back. I was gonna say I could just put stuff in the basket, which is probably what I should have done, so I don't have to run all the way over here. Open my dirt door, and you know it's a hassle to have dirt blocks as a door, but I do that to keep the inside technically sealed like a cellar, right? Which is keeping all this food from going bad. I'm gonna swap out these blueberries with the red currant, but I'm gonna eat the red currant. You never guess what I'm currently eating. Oh gosh, okay. Let's go drop off the reeds in the grass. That'll help. Got lots of spears. We'll put the dirt away on the way out. We can leave the hoe here. But I'll swap it for a spear. You betcha. You betcha. Oofta. Okay. Let's gear up for combat. Shields up. Pair of photons. Lock on phasers. Let's go get something. Oh. Hold on. Is that blue? Is that it? Oh, thank God. So we've gone this whole time without finding any flax plants. We found some flax fibers. These aren't quite ready yet, but thank goodness. Let me put it on the map. Like I said, flax is an important bit of this game, and I hadn't found any. Now we have. So now we got to save it. Okay. The other thing I'm worried about is what if the wolf's not alone, right? Yes, I know. Lone wolf. It's a stereotype. It's a trope, actually. But I want the lone wolf. I don't want to hit one wolf and then have 4 more coming at me, so... Okay, let's see if we can find him. I think that's him at the top of the hill. Yeah, it's him. Or her, I don't know. Just try to stay on top of this, keep him from... Okay, he's gonna come at me. And apparently not. Okay, disregard what I said. I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently. Well, there's a bunch of wheat or something around here. Okay, I don't get shiny objects. Stay focused. So, pine tree. Okay. Oh, he's mad. Run away! Run away! That was nice. Okay. He went from being mad to sitting like a good doggy. I'll go for that. Where did he go? It's chickens. Awesome. He couldn't have gone this way or they would have scattered by now. So where did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay. Catch. Okay, catch again. Don't. Oh, he fell in the hole. Okay. Oh, there's bad guys in the cave. There's water. Will the water keep them from over there? Let's skin this dude. That's a bow torn. Yep. I'm taking fire. I need air support. Man, if I try to skin the wolf, I'm gonna be in the open. Can I do it fast? Is there any way to speed it up? Tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab some dirt blocks, some of my shovel breaks, and then I'm going to use these dirt blocks to kind of build a screen here, like that. The wolf's in the way. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, I hear ya. Nice shooting, Tex. Okay, let's see if that works. I hear, oh boy. What's he doing? He was cowering? No, he's not cowering now. Hey. Okay. Stay down. Jerk. Well, it brings me up to 11 flax fiber. It just says, oh, wolf male. Okay, it was a he. Decent weight. Yep. Let's grab these bones. And let's mark that there is quartz in this neighborhood. A lot of quartz. It's a raccoon. Okay. So, quartz. And let's get out of here. Let me use that shovel. Or not. I couldn't find it. And now I see it. It's number 8 on the hotbar. Man, I'm having a hard time seeing stuff. I need to get my eyes checked, I think. Or my brain checked, or both. Oh, one of my spears. Okay. I thought I had picked them all up. There's an insane amount of horsetail here. So, you know, up to this point, if some grew in a field, I grabbed it, which means I didn't have enough ever. But this is insane. I mean, okay, I'm going to start making poultices, I guess, because now there's no reason not to. The secret magic ingredient is like, well, I guess the term's growing on trees, but it doesn't grow on trees, it just grows out of the ground. Okay. This is good stuff, Maynard. Unfortunately, I do have a bit of a storage problem back at the hacienda, so let's cool it with that for now. Get my butt back home. Look at all the goodies. Oh boy, I am far further west than I thought it was. I thought it was east of the ruins and the little open valley, but I'm on the west end of it. So And apparently I'm having a hard time getting up the hill. It could be, it's like from blood loss, right? I'm going through shock. Can't get up a hill. Get back to my little raft. It's kind of like the Gollum special. Reminds me of the little raft he had. Okay, you guys keep growing. We'll be back for you later. I need... Okay, there we go. Did I mention already that I think that this boat, the raft, moves slower than it used to? I mean, it might be just me, it might be my perception, but I swear it moves slower than it used to. Of course, I have a hard time with this stuff. I remember in Mostly Satisfactory, right? In the Satisfactory game, I finally got a pair of Blade Runners, put it on, and I said, I don't see any difference. And then later I said, yeah, I can see a difference. And now I have a problem where the difference makes it hard to handle. So let's make this... Oh, yeah. With one animal fat, I was able to oil 2 hides. So there you go. Don't know where to put it, though. And we got bush meat, which we'll let go bad. Oh my gosh, there's just so much of everything. Let's put the bush meat in here with the rotten stuff, because I want it to go rotten. And let's find a place for the horse tails. Can I put the hides down? No, you can do that with the raw hide, but you can't do it with this curing hide. Well, that sucks. Oh, I'm just so overloaded. Oh, I didn't know I had a small rawhide. I leave it in there. I mean, it's gonna go bad in 4 days, but so we'll throw it in the rot bin then. But we are not ready to make leather, that's for sure. Oh gosh. Let's close it up. Looking at time. It's time. Let's plant this rye real fast. Try to find a land that's good for end crops, and that's the land good for end crops. So there you go. The other ones aren't ready yet. Okay. Weeding. And there we go. I do need to get more firewood to make charcoal. Mow the yard a little bit. And now I have no knife. Well, that's nice. Okay. So, it was a pretty productive run today. Got a lot of stuff done. Basically, we were making up for lost time for being indoors for 2 whole days. So, not only did I get a lot done, I had fun. I hope you had fun, and that you will join us next time on Rediscovered to see where things go. But in the meanwhile, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps just a touch of good fortune. Cheers.